Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for joining this monthly reading. This is your September energy check and your predictions. If you're a sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign in Capricorn, this is the reading for you. If you're a cross watcher, feel free to watch this video. If you have a good friend, a loved family member, a partner who's a Capricorn, perhaps through watching this video, you will also be able to provide some useful guidance and help for them. All right, with all that being said, let's get started. Today, we're going to use Oracle of the Mythic Heroes and Oracle of the Celestial Deities to do your reading. We're going to, first of all, pull 4 cards out, covering your general energy, your career, professional life, your love life, relationships, and then finally, we're going to look at your spiritual health. Okay, so we're going to shuffle the cards and we're going to just pull 4 cards for all the Capricorns. All right, universe, please give us some guidance for Capricorn people this month. Okay. So just the 4 cards, all right? Your general energy is Juno. Okay. Career, Athena. Now, relationship and love life, we have Mars. And then finally, for your spiritual health, we have Pluto. Very good. Now, we're also going to pull 3 cards from a tarot deck, just to give us some extra guidance and advice, okay, for your September energy. Again, we're going to shuffle the cards. Universe, please kindly guide us. Yeah, give us some useful advice. And something just blew out for your career, Knight of Swords. All right, so we're going to stop here. Please give us some guidance for Capricorn in September. For your love and relationship, we have got the 10 of Swords. For your spiritual health, we have got 8 of Cups. All right, now we've got the full picture here. If you are, oh, by the way, you can see the whole picture here. Yeah, I've given you an easy way to watch the spread. Let's talk about this month's energy for your Capricorns. Now, first of all, you start your energy with Juno. In ancient Roman and Greek mythology, Juno, or her counterpart Hera, is the goddess of sky and also the goddess of marriage. Juno, this energy is really needing us to expand yourself. And this is a card, I usually see this goddess a little bit like the female version of Jupiter. And so she does have the power to look at things far away, right? For the bigger vision and for the bigger picture, and to, welcome new opportunities and expand your horizons, a little bit like the Jupiterian energy. But what is very, very important with Juno energy is you also have to be careful with focusing on the small details and the small, and sort of like, fret over the small stuff too much. In ancient mythology, even though Hera was a very powerful goddess, she was basically the queen of the universe. But there were a lot of scenarios in which she was either anxious or she was upset or even angry about the small stuff other people did. He did that to me. She didn't reciprocate my favor. Why did he say that to me? It was annoying. So, she was very much affected about how other people treat her and how other people, attitude, right? What other people's attitude towards her. So Juno, this energy tells you that the most important thing for this month for you Capricorns is to focus on the bigger picture and look at what is important to you and really focus on that bigger goal there, and do not be distracted by the small things. Now, specifically, I think this would apply to your career energy. You've got Athena in your career, which is amazing, right? Athena is the goddess of wisdom, strategy, and victory. Having her in your career, it's telling me that you are very good at what you do, right? So this is about you have your expertise in whatever profession that you're in. You have the knowledge, you have the experience, and you know a lot, right, about what you do. So this is about not just about you being smart, but also about you being knowledgeable. right, in what you do. So I like this energy. This looks like you have all the ability to actually get things done in a very good way. But again, this could also be about you easily distracted, sorry, yeah, distracted by, like what I said earlier, by the small things, right, by the details, and sometimes about other people's attitude. Sometimes we could even take things a little bit too personally. I give an example, right? Let's say you could have an amazing day, productive day, right? Because, like what I said, you're good at what you do, right? Knowledge, expertise, all these kind of things are not going to be problems for you because right? You know your stuff, basically. But this could be about maybe you're seeing a client where you're dealing with your boss and having a conversation, and somehow they trigger you a little bit. And thus, the whole day you're angry, or the whole day you feel it's almost like, someone ruined your day, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But if you look at this from a higher perspective, you realize that, but there's nothing actually wrong with my career. I'm still good at what I do. I'm still, being productive. I'm still, an expert in this, and I can still deliver my result. But somehow I'm easily bothered by the small things, either other people say, other people did, well, what they wrote in the email, their attitude, etc., right? So I do feel that for this group, Capricorn, for your career, just focus on what is really important and do not be distracted by other things. Specifically, because you have got Knight of Sword below that, sometimes this energy can be a little bit too rushy, can be a little bit too like, you triggered and you say something, you triggered and you react, right? And so that might not be very good. So what I would definitely say is when it comes to this month for Capricorns, right? Just have a little bit more control over how you react towards specifically towards the sudden things that is happening around you, and do not react right away, specifically because source energy is to deal with communication. And so what I would definitely say is do not say things back right away. Like, for example, if someone, let's say, says something might trigger you, do not react. Sort of like, why did you say that? Like, what the fuck, right? Don't, go there. Excuse my French. Just use your rationality, be logical about it rather than being emotional. All right? Very good. Also Capricorn, your guys are always experts, right, in doing things. You guys are so responsible, so good at what you do. So continue with that path, right? Now, with our relationship, now you have got Mars in the sixth house. Now, what is interesting about this combination with the Juno is that perhaps you have a very strong desire to form a relationship, to be with someone. Juno is a goddess of marriage as well in ancient Roman mythology and Greek mythology. So, I remember years ago when I visited Samos, right, a very remote island in Greece, and they have this beautiful old ancient sanctuary dedicated to Juno, or Hera, right, as the Greeks call her. And it was just an amazing experience because she rules all the matrimony, wedding, right, commitment. And so one of the things about Juno in the first house is you have this very strong desire to form a relationship, but perhaps Capricorns, for a lot of you guys, even though you want relationships, but maybe you tend to jump the gun because you want something serious. And maybe casual dating or just like casual flings, kind of like just having fun, see how that goes, being casual is not really your thing. And so what I realized about this Juno energy in the first house could be about you being very serious about relationships. And perhaps there could be a tendency when you go on dates, right? You already are about, I'm serious about this. Are you serious, right? I'm here because I'm looking for a serious commitment. If you are just here having fun, don't waste my time, right? It's a little bit like that kind of feeling. And so, I mean, it really depends, right? I mean, I think sometimes Juno could be good because it shows that you have this authentic desire to be in a relationship. But sometimes this could also be a little bit intimidating to people because you can imagine If you're dating people at the very beginning stage, you're already very serious about whether you are committed or not, or whether you are looking for marriage or not, whether you're looking to be in a serious relationship or not. Sometimes, this could be a little bit too burdensome for a lot of people. Specifically, I believe that especially if you are dating people online, let's say, those apps, right? Um, more often than not, they're just, checking it out. More often than not, they're just, maybe they're a little bit lonely. They just need a little bit fun time. They need a little bit company, right? And they need a little bit, validation, right? From, the sex that they're attracted to. And so I do feel that with the Juno energy, it's if you are able to do that, by the way, yeah, I'm not saying you must, because at the end of the day, it's our personality. But if you can just relax a little bit when it comes to dating and love life, I think this could be very good. Now, when it comes to, if you are partnered with someone in a long-term relation, Juno also needs you to relax, right? Sometimes Juno as a wife can be a little bit controlling, or she is very much about, she needs to know what's happening. So with this energy, I will say that you do need to chill and relax a little bit and let things naturally pan out. And just let you know that if certain things are not happening, let it be. Okay. Now, you got Mars sitting in your love life as well. Mars is about this strong desire in you to push things forward. So this is a little bit like what I said earlier about this Juno energy. You want something and you're pushing it. You want a commitment, and then you are kind of like, kind of rushing it, be like, come on, when are you going to be serious with me? When are you going to make the commitment? When are you going to take it seriously, right? And so again, specifically because you've got Ten of Swords below that. Ten of Swords usually is talking about something coming to an end, right? And sometimes this could also be about having this realization about whatever that is not working out for you, you really need to change. Either it's about our perspective, our communication. See, you got Knight of Sword and Ten of Sword together, right? This is very much about that kind of communicate, how you communicate, right? How you come across, right? When it comes to dating, when it comes to your, how you communicate with your partners. So definitely, I would say whether you are partnered or you are not, this month is about, becoming more soft and more gentle, right? Not just with your partner, but also with yourself. Because sometimes when we are rushing things, right? When we are feeling frustrated with love or with a partner, deep down, it's about also us frustrated with ourselves. So have a little bit more compassion for yourself as well and slow down. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to say is because Knight of Sword and Ten of Sword are both related to Gemini energy. So definitely, Gemini is about talking, communicating, right? How you come across each other, right? I'm not going to emphasize this anymore, but you know what I mean. Now, finally, we're going to your spiritual health. Now, this combination, the Pluto with Eight of Cups, okay, this is a very powerful combination. Why? On this specific card, we're seeing Psyche, okay? The mythological story Eros and Psyche. She left all the 8 cups behind her, and she is bravely descending into the underworld. So what does that mean? Okay. Now, Psyche descending into the underworld is because she was willingly, okay, risking it in order to fetch the jewelry box from the goddess, the queen of the universe, Persephone, in order to give it to Aphrodite so that she will have the permission to marry Aphrodite's son, Eros. Now, what is this underworld about where she descends into this darkness? That is Pluto, the card above it. Pluto is the god of the underworld, and he's a husband of Persephone, whose jewelry box is, to be either stolen or to be given to Psyche. So when you have got Pluto and Eight of Cups in here, I think Capricorn, this month for you, it's about knowing how to put an end to something, knowing how to release and let go of certain, either it's a situation or it's an attitude or it's a way of thinking. Really bury that underground, because as you know, sometimes these kind of things, almost like habitual things that we do, is not necessarily healthy for us. We're not talking about whether this is good for other people, right? This is not good for our mental health, specifically when we're stuck in that cycle and feeling, why did you do that? You're so annoying, right? Why can't you just be what I want you to be? And I really feel that for Capricorn people, sometimes we also suffer from that negative emotion, even though we are the one who is angry. And so really this month, September, I will say that release and let go of that and try not to kind of like, just mm, how do I describe this? I mean, I suddenly have a lot of compassion for you guys, Capricorn. I think this month is about you needing to have a little bit private time, right? To analyze and talk to yourself about why do I feel this? And okay, I'm ready to release this negative emotion, right? I'm not going to hold on to it, but it's not because I want to do it for you, because you have always been unfair to me, right? But I'm doing this for myself because I need to be happy. I need to heal and I need to enjoy my life, right? So it's a little bit like that. So if you can focus on that, I think September could be a really amazing month for you guys. All right. Thank you so much, Capricorn. And finally, we're going to use Oracle of the Mythic Heroes to find your final guidance. All right. So let's pull a card from here. Like a shuffle. Universe, please give us a guidance. Yeah, just one card for Capricorn. What do they need to know about their September? Oh, okay, we got two cards falling out. This one, okay. One, and that card is Penelope Faith. Beautiful. All right, so have a look. Can you see this card? I'll put it in here, okay? So have a look at the picture in here. Okay. Now, Penelope is all talking about positive thinking. And it's not just about being positive, but it's about deep down, you have this deep belief in you will have what you want. And whatever that you have been working very hard for will eventually come to you. I've talked about her story many, many times in podcasts and YouTube videos. Penelope was the wife of Odysseus, right? And she waited for her husband to come back from the Trojan War. For 20 years, she was alone in the palace. She had a lot of suitors pursuing her and convincing her that oh, your husband is already dead, right? You're a beautiful woman, you should marry someone else, or you should marry me. Don't wait for your husband. Yeah, he's not coming back. But somehow Penelope had a strong faith that her husband will be back. And during that 20 years, she was not just sitting there, twisting her thumbs and waiting in boredom, but she actively ruled the kingdom of Ithaca, on behalf of her, missing husband. And she was also very creative in terms of finding different solutions and ways in order to either delay, the suitors, right, the proposals, or finding different ways to get out of those complex situations so that she will be able to really be in the position to wait for her husband to come back while maintaining, being the queen of Ithaca and not losing power when her husband was absent. So, Penelope really, to me, it's a card of strength. Now, what is interesting thing is when I designed this deck of cards, I have signed her energy to the constellation of Leo. Now, Leo is related to our heart, right? It's, Leo, all constellations are related to a part of our body. And Leo is really our heart. And this is your heart chakra, right? For some of you guys, you study the chakras and you know what that is. And so this is about really, going to the deep part of your heart and ask yourself that what is truly, what am I desiring? And why am I doing this, right? And what am I doing this for? And if I decide not to deal with a certain situation or not to deal with a certain mentality, why is that? Perhaps there's really something that is coming from, from here that we're trying to review to the highest part of our brain, right? All right, very good. Thank you so much, Capricorns. I love you guys and thank you so much for watching this video. Again, remember to subscribe, like, and share the video with the people you love. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye.